Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and in this video I want to talk about the scariest three letters in the alphabet, the IRS, and how you should be reporting your crypto holdings to the IRS because, like me, I don't want any trouble. I'm sure you don't either, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. I found a really good article on CNBC, and the title of this article is Failure to Report Cryptocurrency on Your Tax Return Can Lead to Trouble with the IRS. The IRS has put a question about cryptocurrency holdings on page 1 of your 2020 tax returns that taxpayers are expected to answer accurately. Obviously, they're putting it on page 1, so you can't miss it, right? If you had income from crypto, okay guys, if you had income from crypto, whether due to selling at a profit or receiving a digital asset for work performed, failure to report it could come back to bite you. It could be a real tax mess for folks who try to hide crypto earnings from the IRS, said certified financial planner Catherine Hauer. If you got Bitcoin or any other crypto, it could come back to bite you if you don't let the IRS know about it. Regardless of how you interacted with any cryptocurrencies last year, you're expected to include the information on your 2020 tax return. And for those who had income from virtual currency, whether due to selling at a profit or getting paid crypto for work performed, failure to report it may haunt you. It could be a real tax mess for folks who try to hide it, says Catherine Hauer, certified financial planner, blah, blah, blah. Let's go ahead and scroll down. For instance, just because in 1 year an entity that paid you doesn't report that payment, okay, a year from now when the entity gets audited and issues late 1099 forms, the IRS will expect you to have reported what you earned, all right? So they're not messing around, guys. The IRS has put crypto front and center for this tax filing season. High up on the first page of your tax return, a yes or no question is poised. So pay attention to this part. At any time during 2020, did you receive, sell, send, exchange, or otherwise acquire any financial interest in any virtual currency? So that's the actual question on the tax return. In other words, no matter how it came into your possession, you are expected to tell the IRS about it, okay? While the price of Bitcoin has dropped this week, falling to below $48,000 on Tuesday after hitting $58,000 on Sunday, its upward trajectory last year likely means there are capital gains to report. One coin was worth roughly $29,000 at the end of 2020, after starting the new year out at about $7,300. Of course, if you owned, say, Bitcoin, but engaged in no related transactions last year, i.e. you just held it, you had no taxable event. Nevertheless, you would answer yes to the tax form question. In 2019, the IRS sent letters to more than 10,000 taxpayers with crypto transactions who may have failed to report income and pay taxes owed. Let's see. At that point, the IRS said, "We'll let you fix this, but is likely to do that moving forward," said Knox Wimberly, an IRS enrolled agent at the CEO of Taxaroo. Now, especially with the question on page 1, it's a lot harder to say you didn't know you were supposed to report it, said Wimberly, who also is a fellow with the National Tax Practice Institute. So it's saying maybe at one point they're going to let it slide, but from this point on, they're not going to let it slide, and they're probably going to be fining people for unreported crypto. For investing and transacting, okay, assuming you aren't getting paid for crypto for the work you do, the IRS generally views Bitcoin and its brethren as property. Okay, so they view Bitcoin as property, not currency for tax purposes. This means that whether you sell any crypto for cash, trade it for another digital currency, or use it as a merchant that accept it as payment, the difference between what you initially bought it for, your cost basis, and its value upon sale is either a gain or a loss. The taxable transaction is not only when you convert it to US dollars, it can occur at any point you sell or exchange it. Okay, so you guys gotta have to be clear on that. Depending on the crypto exchange you use and how many transactions you engage in and the aggregate dollar amount, you may receive a Form 1099. Even if you don't receive it, there are reporting requirements. If you have a gain, you will be taxed on it, as with other investments like stocks. If you held it for 1 year or less, any profit you made is considered a short-term gain and is taxed as ordinary income. Depending on your tax bracket for 2020, that could range from a rate of 10% to 37%. Wow. Any crypto held for more than 1 year that generates a profit when sold is taxed as a long-term gain at the rate of 0%, 15%, or 20%, depending on your income. If there's a loss, you can generally use it against other income or investment gains up to $3,000 and carry over the rest to subsequent years. Crypto as payment. If you received any virtual currency as pay for work performed, you are expected to report that as well. Obviously, the gist of this article, report your crypto in any way, fashion that you interact with it. The difference is that in that scenario, the crypto is treated like wages, which are subject to ordinary income taxes, as well as self-employment taxes for those who are paid as a non-employee and receive a 1099 from the business that paid the crypto, Howard said. Again, if you don't receive a form, that does not relieve you of your responsibility to report the income and pay taxes owed. If you need to report crypto income both because you had 2020 gains and you received it as a compensation, the amounts get entered into separate spots on your tax return. For example, say that last year you sold Bitcoin for a gain of $10,000 and also were paid by a business with $20,000 worth of Bitcoin. On your 2020 tax return, you would add $10,000 as a capital gain to any profits from stocks that were sold and $20,000 as income to any other wages or 1099 income that was earned. Also, any cryptocurrency that you mine must be included in your taxable income. Okay, so that was kind of a long one, guys. So, moral of the story, don't try to hide your crypto from the IRS because they will find you and they will fine you. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and put the link to this article in the description of this video. And one more thing before I end this video. If you guys are on Twitter, we did go ahead and launch a Twitter account for the Knowledge Supply Company. So you can find us, let me go ahead and zoom in on this part. You can find us at, so the little sign right here, at the Knowledge SU1, okay? At the Knowledge SU and then the number 1 if you want to follow us on Twitter. And we'll be posting, a lot of our YouTube stuff and stuff that's exclusive to our Twitter feed. So thanks for watching, you guys. I appreciate you. I'm trying to build the channel. Please like and subscribe.